Hey, Tripp here from trippadvice.com, and on today's video, let me teach you exactly what to do when you get rejected. We're gonna be going over a really cool practical technique that I have used, that I have taught all of my students when I'm coaching them, and something that I'm gonna be teaching you today. I know rejection is, to say the least, very, very hard to deal with, right? It's very emotional, it's very scary, it just brings out a lot of things in us that we don't want to be feeling, right? It makes us feel like there's no hope for the future, right? I know maybe not thinking this on a conscious level, but that's why it's so painful. You get rejected from a girl, you think, well, it's never going to work out for me. And if I get rejected now, I'm going to get rejected in the future, right? This is the negative part of what I call reference experience, right? Reference experiences are being able to have experiences going out, meeting girls, and then referencing them. And of course, if all your references are negative, meaning that you've gotten rejected, or you look at it in a negative way, then this isn't very helpful. So let me get into what you can do to reverse this, make all of the rejections positive, and if you follow this technique, it actually will help you get more girls. So what happens when you get rejected, right? What happens is all the negative thoughts about yourself come up. So like I said a second ago, we want to reverse this. So instead of thinking negative thoughts, now you might be thinking, oh, Tripp, think, positive thoughts, right? No, we're not even going to go that route. That's a little too cliche, and that doesn't always work. Instead, we're going to go a little bit more of an analytical route. I believe that meeting women is a skill. It is a skill. It's something that can be practiced because it's about socializing. It's about being good with people. It's about being charismatic. It's about being confident. And being that it's a skill, it's something you can practice. So all that being said, when you get rejected, what you want to be doing is looking at where you potentially made errors. So now we're thinking about rejection in more of a neutral way. That's what we're doing, okay? It's not about it being negative or not even so much positive, but just being neutral. Let's say, hey, okay, this happened. It's a fact. I'm not going to let it affect me. And instead, I'm going to take this fact of being rejected, so to speak. Not that I really condone using that word too much because it has a negative connotation, but it's about looking at it and thinking, what can I do better next time? Is there anywhere where maybe I screwed up, okay? Could you have continued the conversation a little bit longer? Did you say something that made her a little bit turned off, right? Could we look back at your interactions with these women and see what it was that got you rejected? Now, let's be honest. It's not like you're going to look back and think that you could have done everything right and it would have gone the way you wanted it to. That's not necessarily going to happen, right? You can't attract every single girl you come across, but you can still work on becoming a better version of yourself, and by doing this, really working on the skill of interacting and approaching women. And this in turn will get you more women. So here's what I want you to do. Every time you get rejected, or let's just say every time you don't accomplish the goal of getting her number or moving the interaction forward, think, what can I do better? And also think, what did I do really well? This analytical thinking, even writing this stuff down, is going to make you analyze it in such a way where you're going to progress, you're going to get better, right? So imagine any other skill. Let's say you were rock climbing and you couldn't get to the top one day and you had a really hard route up to the top. Well, maybe you can look back at that and say, what could I have done better? Where could I have grabbed a different rock? Where could I have moved in a different way? Should I have started in a different way? Am I using more of my arms than my legs, right? All these different things. And also, I want to be very careful here. We don't want to overanalyze, so I don't want you to be completely overanalyzing everything. If you look back at an interaction, you think, hey, I can't find anything. Everything seems like it went the way it should have, but it still didn't work out. Well, that's okay. Then you chalk it up to the fact that that was an interaction that was never meant to be, and that is not because you are a crappy person or because you're a loser. It has nothing to do with that. It just wasn't the right girl for you. And that's where you can bring in some of those more realistic and positive thoughts. I promise you, if you start to do this, it's going to help so much. And what you can do is you can come back to this YouTube channel and you can do some more research, or you can go through my programs or some of my free stuff, and you can use all of that to work with the reference experiences. So if you don't know what you did wrong, well, you can look back at the material, look back at all this YouTube, and then you can see, oh, I should have done this a little bit better. Oh, I could have done that better. That's where the studying and the actual action come into play together, which is gonna make you really amazing at being able to get the girl that you truly want. Now, here's another way to work with some of these reference experiences. Come join me every single week on my Facebook Live. It's completely free. I do a live every single week where you can come on and ask me questions and we can go over some of those interactions that you've had with women. So I'm gonna put a link down in the description below. It's just facebook.com/trippadvice, and you'll get notifications if you like the page on the live shows that I do every single week so I can help you out. So go check that out. Comment below in terms of maybe you have an experience right now where you got rejected, and maybe you can help us help you in terms of figuring out what you did wrong so you can get better. So go to that, and I will see you on the next video.